I'm Grant from Screen Rant. How you both doing this morning?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. I'm really excited to chat about this movie. I watched it the other day, and it's such a funny, wild twist on the horror genre. Sari, if you'd like to start, and then Molly, what was it about, this concept in this film that really drew you both to want to be a part of it?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the concept is so original. Matt, the writer director, is just such a genius, like with coming up with this world. And we talked extensively about it, and he has, and like talked about his writing process, and he has like pages and pages of like world building. Like, there's so much more to the world than we really get to see, and like, there's more to come from him always. And yeah, so first of all, the world that he built, I just think like such a strong concept, like right off the bat. And then being able to blend genre so seamlessly from like with horror plus comedy. And I come from more like a comedic background, so being able to get the chance to do something that was more in this like horror space like really spoke to me for sure.
I love that. Molly, how about for yourself?
Yeah, for me it was the concept as well. Like it was just such a cool I had never read a script like that, and I've seen like the most similar thing I could compare it to in my head is like Cabin in the Woods, which to me is like if you're in the same kind of genre bending thing like that, it really I think we lean more into the comedy side of than the horror side. It's I just I also then I watched his first film, Matt's first film, Uncle Peckerhead, and like laughed out loud. Like that film is also so funny. It's another thing of like this guy who's like a monster, but like kind of doesn't want to be one. He's also just like really nice. And it's just like it's just I really like Matt's sense of humor, and um I really liked the how like fleshed out these characters were and the whole world. And I could tell from talking to Matt too when we met about the project that like Sari said, there's so much that he has like sequels and prequels that he has that he'd love to do for this. And I think it's when you get to a chance to be part of something that like feels so vibrant and colorful, it's it's easy to fall in love with being part of that.
I hope he gets the chance to flesh out this world because, like you have both said, he's clearly just scratched the surface, and there's a lot more exciting stuff to come. Sari, I'd like to turn to you next because Molly mentioned, Uncle Peckerhead being this monster who wants to be better, and that's something I find so interesting about Abby is that as she sort of embroils herself more in this high school world, she moves away from wanting to be this slasher serial killer. What is that like for you from the performance side of things, trying to really embody that as production and as the story goes on?
Yeah, I mean, it was just such a great, I mean, it was just such an amazing role to really like sink my teeth into because she really goes on this journey of like, this is the world that she's grown up with and in, and this is all she knows. And like, she has such a strong relationship with her father. And like, Matt and I talked about this a lot of like how long she's like been in, how long they've had this business. Like, this is like her whole life and this is all she knows, and then meeting Sam and going to this high school like completely like turns that on its head, and she gets to question everything that she's known. And I just find that part of the story so refreshing, and I'm like a huge fan of coming of age films and like films about self-discovery. So really getting to like follow that trajectory and like explore her curiosity and like why are things the way they are, and like really questioning that was really fun for me to play into.
I love that. And so, Molly, I'll turn back to you to start, and then Sari, if you'd like to add on to it, because I'd love to hear about building that connection with one another for your characters, since that is, not only part of Abby's journey, but also part of Sam's journey, and really just is so much the heart of what this story is.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Sari and I are just two of those people that like we're going to like each other regardless of where we met. And that's such a like it is just such a lucky thing. I've had the pleasure of working with so many really cool people, but I think that like even if you like someone, you don't automatically know like, oh, this is a lifelong friend. And I think that it was just clear when I met Sari, like we have so much in common. I think we're both also like we're actors, but we make our own work as well. We write, we direct, like are just so like-minded in certain ways. And I think that we also just both knew, I knew that even in Sari especially, I knew that she was getting herself into something a bit more. She worked every single day on this film, every single day. She didn't have a single day off. And I had several. So,
Molly has a perfect schedule, and we talked about that.
I really had a wonderful time. I had just the right amount of time off. And I just like, I think, I hope that you would say this, Sari, but like, I feel like I knew that like what you were there for, you knew what I was there for, and we were in this together and we wanted to lift each other up. And the movie, I don't think could be good if we were not supporting each other and having each other's backs in this.
I agree. It kind of felt like two peas in a pod. Like it was just as soon as I keep saying, like I've never become quicker friends with anyone on set. Like it was just an immediate like, oh, we're in this, like we're friends. And it was just so fun. It was truly summer camp where we got to like hang out. We did self tapes together, like in each other's like hotel rooms.
It's also like I had met who is now my girlfriend. I met her like a couple weeks before we started filming, and like Sari and I were both like so excited about like me texting her every day. Like,
oh, like she was just a crush, and you were like, I like love her so like just beginning, and like to have seen the
trajectory. I'm at her apartment right now.
I know.
It's just like
literally my mom's.
Like, we met at like such a perfect time, and it was right before the strike. Like it was such like a wonderful moment in time. And also I think one of the beautiful things was Sari and Eddie Levy already had worked together, and they had such an amazing chemistry, and they were so inviting and warm, and like I think their bond made us all closer as well. Like when you have two people who are already really strong and then also want to welcome everybody else as well, like it was so fun. It was like making something with the coolest kids in town.
That's so sweet. I mean, yeah, Eddie and I are truly best friends, and so it was just such a gift to be able to like, I was like, we're getting paid to like hang out like in the Hudson Valley, like in a beautiful area of New York. Like, yeah. What is going on?
And Eddie had a car.
Eddie had a car. We were like, it was so fun. We were taking like day trips to like Woodstock, and like it was just the best. And I mean, Molly, you fit right in. Like it's a no-brainer. Like it was truly like all of us loved each other. Like I literally just saw Molly yesterday to celebrate Dexter. And with like, cast members like from this, like I agree, like it's kind of rare to find, you know, like I've worked on lots of sets, but it's hard to like find those people that are like your people. And so this will always be something that was just like so magical to like all have worked together at that same time. So
well, I love that it happened for both of you on this film. Again, I hope that Matt can get that sequel or whatever else going, because I'd love for you all to get to come back together. And I see I got to wrap up, so that's why I'm kind of just doing my outro. But it's been fantastic to chat with you both, Sari. I've actually been a big fan since AP Bio, so I love that. And Molly, hopefully we can talk for Dexter, because I do have some Dexter questions going forward for you. But in the meantime, truly look forward to getting the word out about this film. I loved it. I want to see more of it. So kudos to you both for fantastic work on it.
So much.
Absolutely. Take care.
Were you one of those goody goodies at your old school?